Hey everyone, this is Chris Crazy House, and today I'm going to be talking about the Instagram post that I saw by the brother Anthony Piper, who is the creator of the Trill League. And it looks like things are not moving forward with that project as far as getting an animated series put to the Quibi streaming service. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but let me do some announcements myself. First, just let me say I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to do any videos last week. I was having some issues myself with the Adobe products that I use to create my videos and my animations. So, there will be a new Chris Crazy Convo talking about that should be coming on Thursday evening. So just keep an eye out for that, and I'll make sure I get the word out as soon as possible so you guys can check it out. But first, let me just say this particular post is going to be sponsored by my coloring books, Naturally Cute. Got the brand new Naturally Cute Fantasy coloring book that is available now on Amazon.com. I, as always, will post the link in the description box. If you ain't got it, you need to go get it now. So I want to talk about Anthony Piper's post, and for those who have no idea who that brother is, you should be ashamed of yourself. But Anthony Piper is a very prolific comic book artist and character designer. Works out there in LA and is probably one of the most talented brothers I've seen in a long time put a pen to paper. But he has created his own product called the Trill League, and for those who haven't seen it, it's kind of a parody of DC Comics and the Justice League. So the brother created it almost kind of as a therapy for himself, because he felt at that time that his career wasn't going too well, and he created it, and it started getting a lot of attention. And he kept building it up, creating more characters in the Trill League and creating stories for them, making a comic strip. And then it became a graphic novel in and of itself, and it got the attention of a lot of folks out there in Hollywood, one of the biggest being the rapper 50 Cent and his production company. So 50 was one of the people that wanted to pick it up, license it, and get it out there as an actual animated series somewhere on some network. And I think that they were going to go with the streaming service of Quibi to get it out there to the masses. So I thought of it as the natural successor to a show like the Boondocks, because the Trill League is funny. It has that comedy aspect that you would see from any type of parody of superheroes, but it's also very socially relevant. It had a lot of great jokes about whatever current events were going on, especially when it concerns the black community. There's some really funny strips that he's come up with that would leave me in stitches, and was creative enough to the fact that I was like, damn, I wish I came up with that. Like, that's how funny some of that stuff was. But it looks like that the project is not going to move forward because Quibi has been having some financial struggles, and the company that owns it has been having financial struggles. So Anthony Piper said on his Instagram he's not sure where things are going to go next. I'm going to read his direct quote, and in case you guys have not seen it, so that way I don't misquote him. But he said this, and this was a post from about a week ago. I've been keeping my head low for a multitude of reasons. One is because I just moved to a new city and trying to enjoy not living where I was prior. I've also been working hard trying to learn this screenwriting thing and just getting focused for the next phase of where I thought Trill League was going. Unfortunately, I don't believe that next phase is coming. I turned in the final scripts in August and finalized paperwork with Lionsgate in September, and just been waiting to see if the production would be greenlit, only to read numerous articles about Quibi looking to sell or shut down. what we wrote was definitely going to get some looks for them, but ultimately that comes down to having time to create it, which I'm not sure we're going to get. I know it was a lot of people looking forward to this thing coming to life, and God knows I've been pushing for 6 years to do so, and exhausted every ounce of energy I've had to make it happen. I do appreciate those who roll with me on this journey. With that being said, I'm planning on the next phase of the hustle. I've learned a lot on this Hollywood grind. Let's see where it goes next. So that was his post as of last week on Instagram. So, I kind of left him a message just saying that as an independent creator, I've learned this as well. Doing both independent work as also working as a contractor. There's a lot of projects that I've worked on that never saw the light of day. And you can put as much effort into it. It can be great. It can be well funded at the beginning. It can have lots of big names behind it, but that means nothing in this world of Hollywood or just entertainment and content creation. Okay, it's easy. You can get all the way to the first episode getting ready to air, or even after the first episode, a pilot could come out, and still things don't go as well as you thought they were going to go, right? It's just a natural thing in this world of creating content for multiple, whatever medium you can think of, whether it be movies, TV, and now you got all these streaming services as well. So it happens, okay? And I know, especially for Anthony, for this being a project that he created from the ground up, this came out of his mind, and to have so much fanfare around it, and him wanting to do everything he can to get it out there, and you've been getting some big names behind it, and still it's not going where it should go. I know that's very frustrating and heartbreaking for him, and I do feel sorry for him on that regard, but he seems like a very strong brother, very strong-minded, and also someone who has a good head on their shoulders, so I'm not really worried about him. I think this is just something he'll take as a learning experience, as something that, something that just happens. I know he's done a lot of production art, like he's worked for both DC and Marvel, and a lot of other different production companies. So for him, it's not, I don't think he won't break because of this. And at the end of the day, it's still his idea. He still owns the IP. So he can do with it what he wants. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like he's out of anything. It's not like something was taken away from him in that regard. So maybe just this version of it didn't work, and he'll just have to do it somewhere else. That's just the way it'll have to be, right? So I wanted to just talk about this because it's a lesson for you guys as creators or artists or whatever you might be doing, that this is just the natural order of things when it comes to production. Sometimes things just don't happen. Sometimes you think, you got the scripts done, you got the character designs done, you might even have some animation going, and things just don't work out, okay? And things just don't go where they're supposed to. The brother LaShawn Thomas, who created the series Cannon Busters that's on Netflix, he went through something very similar where, Cannon Busters was a comic book that he came up with years ago, a long time ago. Like I remember it from seeing it at independent comic book shows. And it took him a long time to finally get it to that point where they could produce a cartoon and get that on, they got it onto Netflix. So that's what I mean, like you can't always, sometimes it just takes long, that journey takes longer to get something. I mean, if you read any type of stories or watch a documentary about any type of movie production, things don't always move smoothly with that either. Some of your greatest movies that you love took years to get to the screen, to even get to production. And they might have gone through several permutations before they even got to that final stage of where they were going to start production. They might go through different directors, go through different story elements or whatever, right? So these things happen. So the only advice that I would give to the brother Anthony Piper is just to keep on trucking. I know you can do it. You have an amazing idea. It's funny, it's original, it's something that is needed. I think there's definitely a market for it and an opening for it as far as content goes. So I really hope to see it in the future, and I hope to see more from you personally in regards to actually just doing the comics. I know for him it takes time because he gets so much work now. He's gained enough popularity where other people want to use him for their works, but I would love to see more of the Trill League comic from him. I know he said he's working on volume 2, so I look forward to seeing that. So, I mean, you guys let me know how you feel about it in the comments section, and if you're also a fan of Trill League just like I am, even if you don't know about it, I'll post a link to Anthony Piper's website. You guys can go check it out for yourselves. Anyway, this is Chris Crazy House signing out. Peace.